Wow, here we are again, folks. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. I want this exactly excerpt right here to be a tribute to a group of girls in Newnan, Georgia. Newnan is a place about 30 miles this side of Atlanta. It's a fairly good-sized city. And in every city, there are groups of people who are notable people. These young ladies are very notable. I did not understand when a young lady handed me a card that they had made. This was the Merry Christmas. It had a Christmas tree on it they had put on it, which is beautiful. I will put this in my memorabilia to always remember, and always remember to pray for these young ladies. I didn't realize it was a group of young ladies. Until afterwards, hindsight tells me that the other girls were standing around watching to see the expression on my face when I opened this card and found that they had put a nice, crisp, ironed $100 bill in it. And it came out of it. It was in it. I will pass it on. I want them to know. I will pass it on. And things like this don't happen every day. But when they do, God has a purpose. And the purpose for me is that I can pass it on. And God will have me do that. It will go to, more than likely, it will go to Nigeria or somewhere. The Voice of the Martyrs. This book right here, The Voice of the Martyrs. And I'm going to read a piece out of one of Dr. Jeremiah's books today to these young ladies. They say here, warm and cozy wishes for holiday season, sparkles with joy. Merry Christmas. And then there's a word right here that's very, very important. We. The word we. We want to spread some Christmas cheer. Wow. Well, Jesus came and he spread Christmas cheer in all of the hearts of all of the people. I want these girls to know I didn't have a chance to thank any of them because I put it in my pocket and didn't open it until I was outside. And then it says Merry Christmas on it. And they have endued it. I will put it in my Christian memorabilia of something that happened to me that I feel like God was involved in. I want to read something for these girls, and I do not know who they are, where they are, or anything about it. But I will put it in the Newnan area on the YouTube, on something that will trigger the chance that some of these girls will hear it. One of the things I would like to do is I would like to invite them to my website. My telephone number is 706-668-2400. I have this house. I'm a evangelist of Jesus Christ. I lost my wife in April. I didn't lose her. She went to heaven before me. I will catch up with her one day. I would like to open my house to these girls. If they would like to have meetings here or come and just have fellowship here, or I'll go off for the weekend. They can use the house for the weekend if they'd like to come and just have a girl fellowship. And everything I have is not mine. It belongs to the Lord. God allowed my wife and I to build this house, to pay for it as we went. We don't have debt on it. And therefore, it's God's house. It's not my house. It's the house of the Lord. And we use it as such. I use it as such. And I have some people who come from Maine and stay here for a couple weeks in the fall and use the house. And I would like to for these girls. Now, Dr. David Jeremiah, Turning Point, is one of my favorite people, spiritually speaking. I have literally, I have hundreds of tapes. I'm still old-fashioned. I have hundreds of tapes of Dr. David Jeremiah, sets of tapes, subject matter, how he has labored in his life and brought these forward. I would love to pass that information on to this group of girls. What can we do this month? This is one of David Jeremiah's book. This is June. I would suggest, if you could, get in touch with the David Jeremiah people, and it's www.davidjeremiah.org, Turning Point, P.O. Box 3838, San Diego, California, 92163. And ask for the June book that they put out and get it. This is some things that he puts in here. He said, what should we know this month? Well, what we should know in the month of June of 2018 is the same thing we need to know. We're not personally responsible, Brother David says here, to solve all of the problems in the world, but we are responsible to help where we can. Now, here's some girls in Newnan, Georgia, that are helping where they can. They undoubtedly got together. They may have took their hard-earned allowance. They may have gone out and each one done something and put a little money together and put a whole 100 $1 bills into one bill and put it in an envelope and passed it to an old man standing in a store in Newnan, Georgia. I was in Home Depot. I guess the Lord sent me in there because I didn't go in there to buy anything. I went in there to look. So what can we do this month? I know these statistics can make us feel overwhelmed, but God isn't overwhelmed. And I'm not saying these things to make you feel guilty. We're not responsible to solve all the problems in the world, but we are responsible to help and hope and healing where we can. Now here's a group of girls out there helping and healing where they can. May God bless them with a double portion of power on their life and a double portion of satisfaction that they're doing what God would have them do. The problem in the world, we're not going to solve them all, but we are responsible to bring help and hope and healing where we can. Wow. If everybody would do what they can do, where they can do it, it would be something. I'm going to pass this $100 bill on. It's not going to go directly to David Jeremiah. It's going to go to the Voice of the Martyrs. Now, the Voice of the Martyrs is a book of martyrs around the world. Hey, we asked Jesus in this country to save us from our sin, to come into our heart, to give us what He gives us, eternal life. If you're in one of these countries that's portrayed here and you receive Jesus Christ, it's like a death warrant. Physically, you are under a death warrant. And the minute the officials, devil's officials, find out that you have received this power from Jesus Christ, from the Holy Spirit, to come upon you, and you become a witness for Jesus Christ, either in Jerusalem, Judea, or Samaria, which is Newnan, Georgia, and if you were over there in the countries that these books are from, you would get killed, actually getting killed, literally. and go to heaven early. Hey, there's nothing better really than to be a martyr. It would be wonderful. I would love to be a martyr in the sense of the word, that this body gets killed. And I like to get it killed all day long, every day. That means I have to defeat the devil all day long. I have to kill him back in order to follow the Lord. And so, but here we are. He said, what can we do this month? Be aware. Awareness is a subject. It's a deep, touching, hard subject. To be aware of those around you, that there are people hurting. There are people who, I could use this, but I don't need it. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to pass on to some of those that are hurting. And these girls are going to get the reward for it. I'm not. This is an anointed $100 bill by these girls. And this is just 100 little $1 bills stuck together. But there's no telling what they went through. They may have did a car wash. They have done something to earn it. It's not like a man like myself can go out and paint a bathroom and get $100, or paint a kitchen and get $150. And so he says, Brother David says here, look around you and find a need and seek to help someone else. How about that? Wow. I tell you what, it brings tears to my eyes. It says, be aware, be prayerful, be local. That's another thing. Are we local? Are you thinking about global needs? Remember that someone needs you close at hand. Wow. Some little lady, some little old man, somebody who is destitute, somebody who is like myself. God has made it to where I'm not in need. I have no bank account, but I'm not in need either. And so I don't need it. Whatever I get, I pass on. And there is a student needing tutoring. There is a clinic needing volunteers. There is a church needing drivers. There is a family needing food. There are teens needing counseling. A homeless vet needing someone to buy his newspaper. An elderly soul needing a visit. You don't have to invent an entire organization to help. Just look around. You'll find a need and seek to help someone else. Edgar Bledsoe recalls when his family faced diversity and poverty. His mother earned money to make dresses that she got sick, and the electric company cut their power off, and the water company cut this water off, and the health department turned it back on. The cupboard was bare except for some vegetables from their garden, which were cooked over a fire in the backyard. One day, Edgar's sister came home from school saying, "We're supposed to bring something to school tomorrow to give to the poor." Their mother started to say something about being as poor as anyone, but Edgar's grandmother stopped her. "Eva," she said, "if you give that child the idea that she is poor folks at her age, she will be poor folks for the rest of her life. There is one jar of homemade jelly left. She can take that." Wow. Imagine taking your last jar of jelly. Imagine taking your last jar. We live in a world of so much. To take your last jar of jelly, wrap it up, and put it in a paper. Edgar recalls sister tripping off to school the next day, proudly carrying her gift to the poor. And ever after, and there was a problem in her community, sis just naturally assumed that she was supposed to be part of the solution. the girls that made this card, they are young, beautiful, and part of the solution. How are they beautiful? It's not the outward appearance that makes you beautiful. You're beautiful from the inside out. When you're beautiful from the inside out, you're triple beautiful. You're triple beautiful. And that's where it counts, being inside out beautiful. So she goes off to school, and ever after, she was a problem solver in the community. And that's what these girls are going to be. They're going to be problem solvers. And they are problem solvers already in the community. They have an outward reach idea in their hearts. They went to bed last night feeling Cheerio happy. They would have been much Cheerio happy had they seen me open that. I understand now, hindsight is 20/20. I look back and I saw this group of girls looking around at stuff. That's all I was doing, is looking around at stuff. I wasn't looking to buy. I have a few dollars this year, a small amount, and I have many people that I would like to satisfy. But you're not going to satisfy everybody, and you're not going to satisfy yourself, so that you have to use some ingenuity. And you can't just go in and just buy just anything. You've got to psych it out. I'm going to psych it out. And the day before Christmas is when I'll spend the dollars that I do have to spend for other people. When things go down another 10, 15%, maybe 20%, even 50%. Well, you say, what's going to be left? Are they desirable? I have found places where things are desirable. Okay, give to the poor and ever after. In her community, Sis just naturally assumed that she was supposed to be part of the solution. Whatever state we're in, let's be part of the solution. Let's be thankful for what you have, but be mindful of what others do not have. Think of what's going on through this month, and let's be a blessing in the lives of many, helping meet the needs of others. Make us feel like the richest people in the world. We are the richest people in the world. I use these. These are tracts. I take dollar bills and iron them in these tracts many times. I take my dollar bills and I iron them in these tracts. And then God has me put $5 bills in them sometime. Especially like we was in a Wendy's the other night. And I'm looking at the little girl serving me there. She's working hard. And she needs a little uplift. And so I put a $5 bill there. I told her, I said, look, because you're working behind this counter, I'm putting a piece of money in this envelope, in this right here. Do not open it until you leave here. If you open it here and put it in your pocket, that camera's going to see you, and they're going to think you stole $5. So don't put it in your pocket now. I mean, I do that at McDonald's with McDonald's workers. They make $6, $7 an hour. Most of them, I have found out over the years, especially at Wendy's in LaGrange, Georgia, many of those people walk to work. They don't have a ride home. They don't have a ride to work. They walk from one side of town to the other to go to work 8 hours, and make a very little small amount of money and get treated bad much of the time. It's nice to be able to give them a $5 bill and eat some little thing. Just eat less and share part of your money. You can go in and get a $1. Something always at Wendy's, you can get something for $1. You get something for $1 and give you what you would have spent if you were going to do $5. Put the other $4 in something and give it to the little clerk. She's worthy of it. She's worthy of it. And you're passing on to Jesus Christ died for you and I. If you died right now, would you go to heaven? Now, these girls did a very nice thing. I would have liked to talk to them and said to them, as I do to everybody else, girls, if you died right now, would you go to heaven? That's the question. If you'll ask Jesus Christ, forgive you of your sin, come in your heart and save your soul, you will go to heaven. And your good deeds will be with you forever in heaven. And God will have a place to put those up for you in heaven. We have, our brother David has many, many, many things in here of places that you can send some dollars to things. So think about the next 30 days and the way Jesus would use you. And with your time, it's very important now. Your time is very important. Your actions are very important. You could make the next month a month worth of testimony. Like these girls are making this month be a month of testimony for people. A month's worth of tithing. What is tithing? Tithing is 10% of every dollar that you make. If you take 10%, one dime, out of every dollar that you make, the design for tithing is it goes to the local church, the one you're in. If you're in a church, the tithing goes there. Why does it go there? Somebody's got to pay the light bill. Somebody's got to pay for the air conditioning. Somebody's got to pay for the heat system. Somebody's got to put money in that the preacher can get his salary. Somebody has to put money in that the housekeeper can keep the place clean. The 10% that God has to go to the organized church that you belong to is to take care of that. We should go about God-giving task with a view directed toward eternity. Do you know that every single spiritual thing that you do on this earth is going to be put on a place in heaven for you? When you get there, you will get it. It will be yours. It will be piled up. You talk about on the earth having a Christmas tree in the house and having gifts under the tree. Well, we got a tree in heaven. It's called the tree of life. And we're going to have gifts. It's a tree of eternal life. And we're going to have gifts. Say, a month of life in Turning Point. You say, well, but Dr. David Jeremiah doesn't need any money. Well, I got news for you. Dr. David Jeremiah is not piling it up for himself. He's putting it to work. His broadcast, his monthly life, Turning Point, is filled with radio and television programs released both day and night and reaching all the corners of the world. It may surprise you that the number of times Turning Point with David Jeremiah is aired each month. I can honestly tell you this. You will never, ever be steered the wrong way listening to Brother David Jeremiah. You will never be steered the wrong way listening to Brother David Jeremiah. He has a domestic radio broadcast of 267,000. Radio releases internationally at 9,722. Radio releases in different languages, 6 of them. Total hours that he's aired in 1 month is 133 hours plus 500. So that's 133 something hours. And his television time is 2,674 releases. His television releases international are 269. His television releases in different languages is 5. His total hours aired in 1 month is 1,525 hours. Can you imagine being on the air 1,525 hours a month, worldwide, nationwide? His television, he has 11 networks that he's on. He has 432 local TV stations. His television formats are 19. This is the broadcasting of one man named David Jeremiah. I'm going to tell you something about David Jeremiah. He's God's man for the hour. He is God's man for the hour. Do you know Moses was known worldwide? Do you know that Jeremiah was known worldwide? Did you know that David, the shepherd, who became the king, was known worldwide? One of the best out of all of them was Joseph, was known worldwide and still is. He portrays the epitome of Christianity, how he followed the Lord and how he followed God and how he didn't accuse his brothers when they came and how he treated them right. I would say to you girls, get a hold of Dr. Jeremiah's book. If y'all can't afford to get it, all just to each one of you separate, get it together and go through it in a monthly deal. Come here to my house. I live in Granville, Georgia. Find me. Come to my house. I'll let you use my house. You can come once a month and take Dr. Jeremiah's book, or once a week, 4 times a month. Sit down and have a meeting here. Have a lady come with you, and you can have a meeting in this house, and you could go through and pray for the needs that this man puts forth every month. What he reaches on Facebook is over 30,083,300 Facebook hits a month. Wow, his website clicks 268,310 times on his website in a month. His Twitter's 140,000. His tweets are 6,222. His Instagrams are 13,400 followers and 30 monthly posts. His downloads are 923,696,000. They average 15,600 new ones every month. I would like you girls to be one of the new ones. The launches last month was 617,026. The media plays last month were 515,294. Emails, just in the morning devotional, that's 657,250 daily. That's every single day. Girls, find David Jeremiah. Get in his Turning Point book. Follow him as your spiritual mentor for this age. God has put this man at the forefront for this age. I'm here to tell you, I know much, all of the years up until I found Brother David Jeremiah's tapes and stuff. For years, I have followed Jesus Christ and the Bible, but I have followed good behind good preachers. Has a 31 happiness day set. 31 days in his book here of happiness. Hey, this book's better than any glamour magazine put out. This is glamour for the soul. This is glamour for the soul. Well, this is Brother Peter. My time has come and gone. I'm going to try to put this on Twitter in the Newnan area, so that in the Newnan area, the girls that were so graciously to make this card and hand it to a man and said, we want to spread some Christmas cheer among you. The girls that did that, I want them to know they'll be on my prayer list. I want them to know if there's any way possible I can help them grow in their spiritual life and grow and stay out of harm's way. I feel so bad today when I see young ladies out there in harm's way. because the devil's seeking whom he may destroy in this day and age. I want you girls to know if I can help you any way, I want to help you. And I will help you and help you grow. But I would say personally you can start with something a whole lot better, bigger than I am. And that's just Brother David Jeremiah's Turning Point book. And eat it. Read it. Don't just read it and throw it down. Eat it. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Every day, something in it. Bible reading, prayer, worship, work, determining habits, service, stewardship. Everything. And this book has it. Weight, diet, exercise, sleep. Everything that you would do for God. He has 1 Peter, 2 Peter, Ephesians. The church grows Christ corporately. We are compelled to be emphasis in the nature of the course of Jesus Christ. And we are exhorted to grow spiritually, definitely. And we have to do it ourselves against all things, all habits in our growth. Hey, this is an answer for today. This is bringing the Bible to fruition in another way. I recommend it. Highly, highly, highly recommend it if you want to grow spiritually. Well, thank you, girls, and I appreciate you. And I want you to know, look me up. Let me know who you are and how I can help you grow in your life now. We'll see you next time, right? Bye-bye.